Isavasya Vishnu Bhakti Sashavasya Namo Namaha Nai Hari Joside Jai Priyai Hai Sashavasya Vishnu Bhakti Sachavachay Namo Namaha Vishnu Bhakti Radhe Devi Sachavachay Namo Namaha Jai Tulsi Maharani ki Jai. We offer our most respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees, who can fulfill the desires of everybody, full of compassion, full of fallen conditioned souls. Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacacharya Astottara Shata Sri Shrimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacacharya Astottara Shata Sri Shrimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Mayapur Dham Ki. Shri Mathur Dham Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki. Ganga Mai Ki. Yamuna Mai Ki. Bhakti Devi Ki. Tulasi Devi Ki. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu. Naranayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Buddhirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayasa Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavaduttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 59, and we'll begin with text number 4. Kadaya Nirbi Bedadrin Shastra Durgani Sayakai Chakre Nagnim Chalam Vayum Mora Passions Tatasina. Gadaya nirbibe dadrin. Shastra Durgani Sayakai. Chakre Nagnim Chalambayum. Mura Pasyans Tatasina. Gadaya Nirbibe Dadrin. Shastra Durgani Sayakai. Chakre Nagnim Chalambayum. Mura Pasyans Tatasina. Gadaya Nirbibe Dadrin. Sayakai. Shastra Durgani Sayakai. Gadaya Nirbibe Dadrin. Shastra Durgani Sayakai. Chakrinagni Salambayum. Mura Pasyans Tatasina. Gadaya with his club. Nirbibeda he broke through. Adrien the hills. Shastra Durgani the weapon obstacles. Sayakai with his arrows. Chakrena with his disc. Agnim the fire. Jalam water. Vayum and wind. Mora Pashan the cable obstructions. Tata similarly. Asina with his sword. Translation. Translation. With his club, the Lord broke through the rock fortifications. With his arrows, the weapon fortifications. With his disc, the fire, water, and wind fortifications. And with his sword, the Mora Pasha cables. Please repeat. With his club, the Lord broke through the rock fortifications. With his arrows, the weapon fortifications. And with his disc, the fire, water, and wind fortifications. And with his sword, the Mora Pasha cables. There's no purport by the servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, but we'll read the tikas by the acharyas, and we'll probably do a couple more verses. Omagana Tumrandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Shri Chaitanya Manokishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swabadati Vandayam Shri Guru Shri Yuddhapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Patam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanpitam Cha Hey Krishna Korana Sindhu Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshri Rishabhasute Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam class. We're basically just kind of starting a new chapter, chapter 59. And right now, this verse is Krishna has been asked by, Krishna is trying to get through this fortress that is being held by Baumasura or Narakasura or Bauma. And this demon is a very powerful demon, and he is stolen the playground of the demigods. He's stolen Aditi's earrings, and I think he's taken something else. The umbrella of Varuna, is that it? So, all in all, this demon is doing a lot of bad things. It's causing a lot of havoc for everyone, and Lord Indra went to Lord Krishna asking for help. So Lord Krishna took his wife Satyabhama with him on Garuda, and they're going to this fortress, and Lord Krishna is going to fight Baumasura, Narakasura. But before he does that, he's got to get through this fortifications, as they say. And this fortress is guarded with all sorts of wires and walls. And there's also a demon there, Mura, which we'll read about shortly. But what I wanted to do is continue on with a couple verses and then maybe read the summary from Krishna book. So we'll continue on with text 5. Shankanadena yantrani hridayani manashvinam prakaram gadaya gurvya nirbibeda gadadara. Actually, I didn't read the tikas from the previous verse, so let me do that first. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that Krishna destroyed the walls of water, fire, and wind with his chakra. And Jiva Goswami writes, by throwing his club, Krishna pierced the mountains. It is understood he also used other weapons, such as the chakra, for piercing the mountains. He did this from afar and destroyed all the fortifications completely near Bibeda. And Sanatana Goswami writes, by throwing his club, Krishna pierced the mountains. It is understood he also used other weapons, such as the chakra, for piercing the mountains. He did this from afar and destroyed all the fortifications completely near Bibeda. Previous, the order was water, fire, and wind fortresses. Here the fire is mentioned first. With the chakra possessing fire, he destroyed the fire wall easily by penetrating it with fire. Tata indicates all or in the same way. Text 5. With the sound of his conch shell, Lord Gadadhar then shattered the magic seals of the fortress, along with the hearts of his brave defenders, and with his heavy club he demolished the surrounding earthen ramparts. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, he pierced the hearts of the warriors, which were like hard barriers, with the sound of his conch. Jiva Goswami writes, the walls had machines attached. When struck by the foot, they would release weapons at the oncoming soldiers. They were situated on top of the walls, operating on their own. Krishna destroyed them. The loud sound of his conch also shattered the hearts of the enemy warriors because of its natural wavering quality. The walls were thick, but he easily destroyed them because he was skillful at using his club. For that reason, he attained the name Gadadhar. And Sanatana Goswami writes, the machines were placed on the fortress and threw balls of iron with special herbs. The sound of the conch shattered the machines in the hearts of the defenders. The heavy club destroyed the heavy walls. He did not take effort to destroy these walls because he did it simply by holding the club in his hand. This is a pretty intense makings of a battle right here. But Krishna, being the absolute truth, the Lord of all, he doesn't even have to do anything, and he can destroy the enemy. He can break through walls, break through barriers. Text number 6. Panchajanya dvanim shrutva yugantashani bishanam mura shayanat utashtav datya pancha shirajalat. Translation. The five-headed demon Mura, who slept at the bottom of the city's moat, awoke and rose up out of the water. When he heard the vibration of Lord Krishna's Panchajanya conch shell, a sound as terrifying as the thunder at the end of the cosmic age. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, hearing the sound of the conch, fearful like the thunderbolt at the time of devastation, Krishna also appeared like a thunderbolt to the wrestlers. The Mura demon rose from the water of the moat. Jiva Goswami writes, Mura came out of the water of the moat. The water wall had already been destroyed. Or this is a narration of a previous event when Krishna destroyed the water wall. Krishna also blew his conch previously, but this particularly to break the wall decked with military machines. This sound was like the thunder at the end of the yuga for the demons, but not for the devotees. Just as Krishna appeared like a thunderbolt for the wrestlers in Kamsa's arena, but it appeared as Cupid for the women. Mura was sleeping because he was always drowsy with intoxication and was always without thoughts. That was his nature. And Sanatana Goswami writes, Mura slept in the water because he was a demon. By nature, they indulge in drinking intoxicants. Or he was without worry, being inconquerable by weapons. So in this verse, we can see Krishna is broken through these cables and these walls and things. But now there's this moat surrounding the fortress. And we got this five-headed demon named Mura, who's drunkenly asleep, it seems, at the bottom. He is awakened by Krishna's conch shell. And I just think it's interesting how the Goswamis are saying that, they're alluding to that demons tend to take pleasure in intoxication and in sleeping and being in the mode of ignorance. Whereas the devotees, so when they hear Krishna's Panchajanya conch shell, they get fear. There's like terror in their heart. But when devotees hear of Krishna, they get joy and love. And this whole pastime, when I can remember the first time I was reading this story in Krishna book. I don't know exactly where I was, but I was in transit, like on a plane or on a bus. And this, I don't know, this pastime was just so exciting because it reminded me of Lord of the Rings, which, if anyone isn't familiar with, it's a series of books that were written in the early 19th century, or 20th century, sorry. Fantasy novels, which have a lot of battles and a lot of demon-like creatures, and I don't know, just reading the story, it just reminded me of that, and it was so exciting. And then just, you hear about this Mura demon, I just pictured this giant, nasty demon, just rising out of the moat, and it's just like, it's engaging, it's exciting. In contrast to like the Lord of the Rings, eventually they made them into these huge blockbuster movies that were like 2 or 3 hours long. And I think I went to see all of them multiple times, but every time I fell asleep. And when the movie was over, somebody would have to wake me up and be like, dude, the movie's over, everybody's gone. And one time, I was the only one left in the theater. That's how exciting these movies were. But so my point is, it's like, okay, these pastimes that people create, these fantasies, these stories that we create in our minds, that other people create, they may be exciting, but they're just temporary and fleeting, and there's really no satisfaction. It's like I'm sitting in that movie theater, oh, this is exciting, I see these creatures and this big fight and the same thing that's going on, but I passed out. It's just not that exciting, it's not that fulfilling. But then when I was reading this pastime, it's a similar mood, but this is a pastime of the absolute truth, the Supreme Lord. And it's like purifying. It's just, it gives you like this certain satisfaction that cannot be described. And in order to really appreciate that, you have to begin to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And that will really start to cleanse the heart, and then you can begin to appreciate these pastimes. And even hearing these pastimes are purifying themselves. So, like chipping away ice. It's just, we've had this somewhat of a snowstorm, ice storm recently, and there's still these like patches of ice that are very dangerous and slippery. And I was just thinking, like, our hearts, our consciousness are just contaminated and crusted with like ice and dirt, and it may take time to chip away at that stuff, chip away and like really scrape away. But chanting Hare Krishna, engaging ourselves in these pastimes, reading about Krishna, trying to serve these devotees, trying to serve the pure devotees, I don't know, the pleasure is unfathomable. But I digress, and I will continue on with the story. We'll go on to text 7. Trishulam Udyamya Sudurn. Trishulam Udyamya Sudurn Rikshano Yuganta Shuryanala Rochir Ubana Rasamsha Trilokim Eva Pancha Bir Mukar Abhyadravatarksha Sutam Yatoraga. Translation: shining with the blinding, terrible effulgence of the sun's fire at the end of a millennium, Mura seemed to be swallowing up the 3 worlds with his 5 mouths. He lifted up his trident and fell upon Garuda, the son of Tarksha, like an attacking snake. Jiva Goswami writes, a longer meter is used in this verse as if one would sing it with excitement in describing the battle. Mura was difficult to behold because he shone like the sun at the end of the yuga. By nature, he was terrifying. Ulbanaha. since he seemed to swallow the three worlds with his 5 mouths. With his mouths gaping, he rushed at the Lord, just as snake attacks Garuda, or he rushed at Garuda since he appeared to be a bigger target. Text number 8. Avidya Shulam Tarasa Garut Mate Nirasya Vakchar Vinyadatsa Panchabihi Sarodasi Sarva Dishombaram Mahan Apuryan Andakataham Avrinot. Translation. Mora whirled his trident and then hurled it fiercely at Garuda, roaring from all 5 mouths. The sound filled the earth and sky, all directions and the limits of outer space, until it reverberated against the very shell of the universe. That's intense. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Bauma waved his trident and made ferocious sounds, Vyanada. That great sound, Maha, filled the universe. Jiva Goswami writes, he hurled his trident with all his strength. The roaring filled the whole universe, including the heavens and earth, Rodasi. Instead of Ambaram, sometimes Antaram is seen. This means Patala. Sanatana Goswami writes, he hurled his trident with all his strength. The roaring filled the whole universe, including the heavens and earth, Rodasi. Instead of Ambaram, sometimes Antaram is seen. This means Patala. Since sound arises in ether, the sound went to the 5 upper planets, including Swarga, since the space was large and went upwards. Not able to leave the universe, the sound returned down to earth and then expanded in all directions. Then, after filling everything above, it entered a hole into the lower planets. Thus the sound gradually filled Purayan, the universe, completely. That's a loud sound. I mean, that's pretty ferocious. Whew. Text number 9. Tadapu tadapatad vaitrishikam garutmate harisharabhyam abhinatridojasa mukeshu tam chapisharar atadayat tasmai gadam sopirishsa fiamuchata. Translation. Then with 2 arrows Lord Hari struck the trident, flying toward Garuda, and broke it into 3 pieces. Next the Lord hit Mora's faces with several arrows, and the demon angrily hurled his club at the Lord. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Krishna broke the trident which was approaching Garuda into 3 pieces with 2 arrows. Mora then threw a club at Krishna. And Jiva Goswami writes, the trident approached Garuda, but did not reach him. Quickly, Ojasa, Krishna shot 2 arrows. The word api indicates the Lord's great ability. Out of anger, Mora opened his mouths, and Krishna shot arrows into them, striking them all at the same time. Text number 10. Tam apatantim gadaya gadamride gadagrajo nirbide sahasrada udyamya bahun abhidavatojita shiramsi chakrena jahara lilaya. Translation. As Mora's club sped toward him on the battlefield, Lord Gadagraja intercepted it with his own and broke it into thousands of pieces. Mora then raised his arms high and rushed at the unconquerable Lord, who easily sliced off his heads with his disc weapons. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Mora raised his arms and ran towards Krishna. Jiva Goswami writes, this happened in the battle, Mrithe, not in some illusory scene created by Maya. Gadaya Gadagraja is alliteration to express Krishna's joy in fighting. The word Gadagraja suggests with fondness how Krishna gave fame to all his brothers including Gada. Instead of Shiramsi Chakrena, sometimes Shiramsi Panchapi, 5 heads is seen. This indicates his heads were severed with the club. However, the version with Chakrena seems correct, since the next verse describes the act by comparing it with Indra's using his thunderbolt to sever the peak of a mountain. And Sanatana Goswami writes, present on the battlefield, Mridhe, the Lord took pleasure in fighting. Because he was born before Gada to Vasudeva to take pleasure in fighting, Gadagraja, or he was personally present in the battle, Mridhe, not hiding by illusory powers. Because as the Lord, he appeared as the eldest brother of Gada. The demon ran facing him, or near him, Abhidavataha. The Lord was full of great valor, Ajita, and thus easily cut off the demon's heads, throwing them far away. Instead of Shiramsi Chakrena, sometimes Shiramsi Panchapi, 5 heads is seen. This indicates his heads were severed with the club. However, the version with Chakrena seems correct, since the next verse describes the act by comparing it to Indra's using his thunderbolt to sever the peak of a mountain. So again, we can see Lord Krishna, we got this nasty demon, ferocious demon, 5 heads, but Krishna is just destroying everything that's coming towards him like nothing. I don't know. It's exciting. And as I speak about it and as I sit here, I can even see it in myself, like the excitement in myself rising. Like I can actually feel it. Like I can feel my voice rising. I can feel my blood pressure rising just speaking about these pastimes. So, the point is just like, what was I reading? There was a quote I was reading from Srila Prabhupada earlier, from Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, for persons who are not very advanced in absolute knowledge of the Supreme, Lord Krishna exhibits his transcendental pastimes. They can simply think of the pastimes of the Lord and get the full benefit. Since there is no difference between the transcendental name and form of the Lord, there is no difference between the transcendental pastimes and the form of the Lord. I'm not very advanced in absolute knowledge. I'm kind of an idiot, But I can practically see how just trying to engage my intellect and all my being in these pastimes, trying to understand them, something's happening. I can't say I'm like directly associating with the Lord, but I'm getting some sort of benefit, much more benefit than I would reading The Lord of the Rings, or any of those books, Harry Potter. It's just some fantasy, right? And you read it, you get some excitement, you go to bed, and then you start a new day. It doesn't matter. But with these, the excitement is like all pervading. It's just, I can't describe it. I wanted to leave a little bit of time for the questions and comments. I know we covered a little, quite a few verses here. Yeah, Jishya Prabhu was making a good point that it's, this is a battle, so it's happening all so fast. And what I wanted to do, which I didn't have time, is go back to the Krishna book and read the pastime together, not separated, with commentaries, because then you really get like the feel, it's like when you're watching a movie, a battle, all these things happen so fast, someone shoots and then the next person counteracts, and it's just bam, bam, bam. Very exciting. Anyways, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for your attention.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Marhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundaram Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyan Dipan Kayanti Tiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Shamim. Namo Vishnu Pujaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutare Srimate Bhakti Vinantaga Saminiti Nomende Namaste Lakshmati Deve Gauravani Vacha Nege Divisha Shuddhavati Vashajanati Satarane Krishna Tapune Chananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Sade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Radha Shiva Sade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Radha Shiva Sade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Murti Ate Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Looking on a light, looking on a day. Looking on a light, looking on a day. Hey. Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Paracharya Sadashi Shamad, His Divine Grace. Abhaya Charanam Bhaktiranga Goviswami Srila Prabhupada Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Jai Jai Jai.
Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishi Davagripa Bhagavan Mamapi Dordaiva Midrishami Hajjanina Nuraga Trinada Pisunichena Tarora Pisuhishuna Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishamevam Buddha Kripayata Babada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrishim Vachintaya Nayanam Galadashu Daraya Varanam Gat Gadarudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyavabadamratam Panastumam Adarshanam Marmahata Karotuva Yatatava Vidadatu Lampato Mat Prananatastu Sa Evanapara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. They're not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy name, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Oh, Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand an end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he's always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.